Hey guys, what's happening? Well, I haven't had time to do any dry ones in the video here lately, but I got the truck out. Let me see here now. Kind of got to make it at an angle here. Sorry about this adjusting on the fly here, but sometimes it's just the way it is. But welcome to the driving video in the truck. It's kind of tough when you're doing this. You don't really get a chance to look at it. There we go. Good enough, I guess. Anyways, guys, it is. Oh, what time is it? It's 2:25. Made it through the tunnel. Plenty of time. The sun's going to be in your eyes. I apologize, but I was over at the Maplewood Costco. I was telling Carl and two grown-ass men got into a fight. Tried to. I broke it up. I said, "You want me to call Maplewood police or what?" And I'm like, over. The guy must have cut him off on 61 coming in to the Maple. I was there for my poor man meal, $3.26. It's like, come on. Both were like, one guy had a cripple thing. He had a Donald J. Trump sticker in the back and about gun rights, this or that. So I was a little nervous that I was going to, after there was going to be a weapon come out. But after this, I wanted so bad to record it. But when you're at work, you got to think, before, like, Carl talked about something too as well when he's out and about, but you're working. So I would have loved to. If I would have been there without work, yeah, I would have popped that on my TikTok. It was two grown-ass men. One had a handicap on, then he threatened to kill me, and he went to the other guy's way. I go, get in your car, both of you, or I'm calling the police, and we'll talk about Maplewood Police. Costco people came out after the fact, and I said I took care of the problem because somebody would have died if I didn't go there. Then one guy circled around, gave me the bird, and I said, well, Merry Christmas to you too as well. And then the other guy said, just sit here for a while. Well, oh, no. So they probably went someplace else, like Carl said, and got what they deserved. Just dumb. Anyways, you guys can tell we got snow here in the great state of Minnesota. And driving through St. Louis Park. It was our first home we bought in St. Louis Park in 1994. I've done some videos here, but it's kind of give you a little, people like you, Mark. This is, Minnesota. And I also listened to today, Wandering Gypsy getting screwed over by people. And that's just the way she goes when you hang out with people that are travel around the country. That was about 20 minutes of that, and whatever. It's too bad, but, the Huss did a video today. I just saw the title of it. She'd be a nude model. I know that. Filler video. So I did watch Nomadic Fanatic because New York Daniel did a video on the guy talking about the truck and all the safety problems, which is true. And I watched that. To me, that Tater video, he was just filling time. It's a filler video. I mean, I just do these videos. But if I was an RVer, I'm not going to sit in front of a camera and complain people are effing me over. I'm just going to do what I got to do, right? So I watched the BlindViews, right? And I saw, you baby girl, my fiance down there, the one that went and did his dirty work, Eva Braun, the second in command for the because tonight will be out week 14, but tomorrow night, this will be out Sunday, I think. They will, the brown shirts will commence, and she'll be in there licking the undercarriage, so pulling those tanks up. She hasn't said much in my videos lately, but she was the one that went and did the dirty work for him, which when you have the white hats. So the Fuhrer did a video today, of course, and this time all covered up, no prison tattoos. And he was hanging out, and he pointed out safety problems. Yes, there's a lot of problems on there that aren't very smart. And so he's like, he does a quick little picture of a guy writing a ticket, and he's got stuff in front of him and for his sight for the sun, instead of just having that. You have a pull down thing he can have that can cut the sun off. Like right now, the sun's in my eyes, and I have my dash thing down. Okay, covers the sun. The Tater's driving around in his little blue naughty bus, right? And New York Daniel, who had heard this from me and from Carl, that they run the oil through a machine, and it tells you that the engine's on its last legs, right? And another thing I liked about Tater at the end, Oh, do they work on buses at trucks? Yes, it's a diesel. Truck stops is where you'll get your vehicle fixed at, you dummy. You're not going to go to Carl's or Just Repair Shop in the middle of Minnesota. You're going to have to go to, it's just how dumb he is. I'm like, yeah, duh. That's where you're going to have to go. But it was pretty funny to listen to two different ones. And then also New York Daniel about going west. Yeah, he's going from Texas to Arizona, you idiot. New York, that's westbound, you moron. He's going to Arizona. I know that Wandering Gyps is there. Wonder Hussy's going there in January. So I'm like, don't you know you're east and west, New York Daniel? You know? And also New York Daniel did his AI. I told Carl, he didn't do it himself. He had someone do it for him. I looked in that yesterday for fun, and I did a short of myself talking in a different language. I said, say speculate sports, we speculate, you win. I wanted to put it up as a short, and it said, call me Mumbles, because it's some really weird language, but I couldn't download it. I'd rather re-up my music thing, which I like doing. I can do that for free. That's a lot of work to do that. I used to go animation.com. I paid $300 a year for that, maybe 6 years ago, and that was fun. It was really easy to handle. But the AI thing, I've seen a couple websites. It's like, you got to pay. That's some spendy stuff. You have so many markers you can use, whatever, where I could make unlimited videos over there on goanimation.com. That was easy. It was fun. Could create a whole scene and do it. It wouldn't take that long. I was doing my NFL picks for years on that. It was fun. But it was just amazing how rode hard and poured away wet. BlindViews, that's the way he sees it, right? A blind man who can see cat hair, right? Allegedly he's blind, but boy, can he see cat hair, right? But he was doing the dirty work for all the trolls. Hey, here's all the things that are wrong. You know, what he's on all his safety issues, and I do agree with the propane. Randy, what's his name, talked about that. Daniel, the dimwit, got to have it some kind of to have it go out, but that's what he's going to do, I guess. You know, that's going to be his problem if he dies, something like that. But whose fault is that? Carbon monoxide, you know, whatever. It's amazing how BlindViews will want him to do his own effing, because that's what Rommel did. She called the police. She's a cop caller. She called the cops on him last year when he was working outside in public land, because BlindViews talked about it. I'm not going to do anything about it. Meaning, why don't you do it for me? Okay? But it's just funny, two different videos. But I saw the video. I'm like, he was sick, and New York Daniel's jumping in on that behavior, and I think he's gonna do a short, him and BlindViews meeting together. That might piss off the Hitler. That might piss him off. So he said he's gonna do one. So he's probably working on a BlindViews and him meeting or something. So you're gonna see that from New York Daniel. I get it. They're fun to do, but the music was fun when the Barham Exposure did a show. The music ones are a lot easier to do. You put the title in, it writes you in about 3 minutes, and you're done. The AI videos, I get it. I like creativity, but just after a while, it's just invading YouTube. You should not be able to monetize it if it is an AI, in my mind. But they won't do it. But it was pretty funny how he's kind of calling out him and all the unsafe stuff. And I get it. He's a very unsafe idiot. It's what he is. The whole bus, the whole door, and things hanging down below, whatever else, and the long trailer he's pulling, and he's away. I get it, man. I love to drive around an RV. Yeah, me F-250 cab and a half, Airstream. I'm good, man. I'm pulling my house, driving my car, so I can drop my Airstream and hit every public golf course I can find around the country. Stay in nice parks, hang out. I'm not driving a school bus around. Like I told you, 2 people drive up to my cabin from Arizona, and they all summer long they stay there. They drive back down to Arizona. Four couples do it, and that's their bus, but it goes back and forth. And they'll put a lot of miles on it, and they pull a car behind there, and that's their car. That's their traveling house. They've had it for 10 years. One's a pusher, one's a regular one. because they don't drive it all day, and that's not what they're made for, these buses. But, I mean, if that's what Tater's going to do, but, you know, the old RV police guy, you know, if you don't make a bus correct enough for BlindViews, you know, because he did some other video about somebody speaking of bus that goes on right now. That one guy that a wandering gypsy talked to, he has a bus just like that from Kentucky, and it looked like a really nice bus. Go look at her, something me, whoever it was a guy she talked to. Very nice man, had a nice bus. But, you know, it's just amazing how BlindViews, if you don't do it his way, well, guess what, man? That's shame on you, right? You have to do it my way, okay? That's the way I want it done. You don't make your bus correctly. You don't build this. Well, I've always before. Then BlindViews, go buy your own pusher and do it yourself. You can see. He did some other video, some other guy that built a bus the way he liked it. So, you know, I wouldn't, if I was an RVer, especially a woman, I wouldn't want him promoting me. I wouldn't want to say, listen, don't talk about me. I don't want some road hard, put a wet, wannabe biker talk about me. I wouldn't want you talking about my young ass. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that one chick he's in love with, where Bunny plays, you know, he's obsessed with that woman beyond approach, you know. He's in love with that woman, you know. Bunny plays here, I think it is. Then his Carolyn Caravan, you know, he loves her. And, of course, my baby girl did the outro, you know. Too afraid to call into the show. You know, Baron Exposure is the deep fake is bitching in my chat, but I can't talk on his thing. I'm blocked. He says I'm a hypocrite, but he blocks people left and right. You know, call the show. Fear-mongering radio, you know. But Google numbers out there, call the show. But it's just amazing how he tells everybody else, you know, BlindViews, you know, the unsafe behavior. Now, do me a favor and call, right? Call the state patrol. They probably have the license plate already, so they're probably, I can see people doing it, calling there's a big blue bus driving down the highway with all these unsafe things, pull them over. Because BlindViews will say, oh, I don't care, but yeah, you care. You're telling your white hats, especially Squirrel Baby Girl. She's got nothing better to do, and she's at that desk, gaining weight every day, eating chocolate. You know, we had a cookie thing today, okay? Somebody brought from the store Melamars, okay? I made chocolate chip cookies. Really? You can't make your own cookies? What is wrong with you? It's not what it's all about. Someone brought in some Costco ones. I'm like, what are you doing, weirdos? But, yeah, it's just amazing how BlindViews, that's the way he hears it, you know? Wants to turn in Tater, you know? Being the RV police. Both of them are the RV police. Yeah, I'm going to say New York Dan, BlindViews, the RV police. The Tater, the Nomadic Fanatic police or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Cop callers, you know. Yeah, I can see him. I can see BlindViews having someone do it for him because he's too ballless to do it himself. That's what leaders do. The brown shirts, you know, that's what he does. He won't do it himself. That's what, you know, Eva Braun does. She calls for him. You know, that's her boy. You know, that's what it is all about. You know, she's gonna have her do all his dirty work. You know, call the cops on him. He's going out there he's gonna be out there pretty soon. Out there in Arizona. This is what's wrong with the van. Go look at the truck. Go look look him over. He's got this. He's got all the grievances will be in an email to somebody in Arizona or the police and all the states. Here, look out for this truck. Here's a picture of it. I can see it now. They have a picture of the bus, the picture of him, and all the stuff down below. What's wrong with their truck? You know, blinds about this or that. Pull him over. It's unsafe. You know, whatever, he has an open flame. I can just see that right now. Type. He's doing this. He's doing that. You're going to have to, he's going this way. This is the kind of truck he is. Here's the license plate. You know, because BlindViews be too chicken to do it himself. You know. See, BlindViews was stepped away from that fight. I walked right up to it and said, you're not going to do it. BlindViews kind of guy would have someone doing effing for him. I simply said, hey, stop your behaviors because someone's going to get killed there, have a heart attack. But it's funny, it was that whole fight, you guys, was they're both attempting to punch each other. Like one wanted to punch, he pushed me ass, so what? It was funny. It was funny, but that one guy came over and he goes, I like the way you did that. I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch two idiots fight like morons. I'm not doing it. Two guys, and probably 68, 69 years old, both crippled up, could barely walk, and they're going to get in a brawl. I'm like, come on, man. What's wrong with you? You're in a Maplewood Costco, and you're going to fight in a parking lot. Really? When there's cameras around? You know, really? Morons. But anyways, it was interesting to listen to two numbnuts. Numbnuts and the imbecile. Either one can be numbnuts. It's just all worried about what he does. I watched that one just to watch it, and the best thing about the tater at the end, the best in the whole video, was a bus was getting fixed. Yeah, because it's a diesel engine, you moron. You will be going to a truck stop getting that thing fixed when it has to get fixed. All right. So you're not going to some small town area. And I said before, Wonder Hussey's sister's boyfriend had a diesel. I don't know if she's still dating him. This was 2 years ago, and it broke down. He had to have it towed into Vegas. It cost a bundle to get it fixed because it was a mid-sized bus with a diesel, and he had a choice between two of them, one gas and one diesel, and someone talked him into a diesel, which was a poor choice. You can't just get those fixed anywhere. So I get it. I mean, I wish Tater nothing but the best. I really, really do. I don't have no hate for that guy. It's just the poor choices that he makes and just the stupid stuff he does. Something I think he does things on purpose just to troll BlindViews, because BlindViews is going to get triggered and do a video on it. That's what he's going to do. And I listen to New York Daniel talking. Yeah, dimwit. He's going west because the sun goes down the west. Highest point East Coast is Cadillac Mountain, as the New World Order says. You watch it come up on the east and on Mount Hood on the west. All right? But New York Daniel having someone else do his effing for him in the AI. He didn't do it. He admitted to it, so it's why bother, right? I mean, Barium Exposure wrote his own. I mean, like I said, I made a CD with 17 songs, and I wrote a bunch of songs. You guys didn't hear all of them. And I get people, what's that song? It's an AI song. No, I go, yes, it is. Because one sounds just like Taylor Swift. The voice did almost identical. It was a really good danceteria. I See You in My Dreams. That was the name of the song, and it was really good. So it was a real kind of a good love song. I See You in My Dreams. It was a really good song. So when you write those songs, when you do those songs, when they write them, a couple of the Barium Exposure ones, you can put a different name in there. It was really good. I liked it. It was kind of fun. But yeah, BlindViews, the Nomadic Fanatic Police. Police. Yep, the Nomadic Fanatic Police Squad. New York Dan, BlindViews. I'm going to title it. That's right, because it's all worried about what he's doing. It's like, if he gets pulled over, that's his own damn fault. He hits something, hope he doesn't kill anybody, but he gets pulled over and they realize he's too big of a truck. Well, that's his problem. He loses the trailer, falls off or something, gets in an accident, blows a tire out, has an engine problem, transmission problem. Oh well, people will give him money. Don't worry about it. He'll be taken care of, just like the Huss does, and just like Wandering Gypsy, many other YouTubers, look like New York Daniel and Dingling and BlindViews, all a bunch of give me money. All of them are. It's what they are. When they're asking for money, you're an e-beggar. Okay, that's all there is to it. An e-beggar. When you're asking for money. All right? You don't see anything on my thing. You want to help me out? You simply like the video, dislike the video, call me dirty lame, counter troll with beef stew, whatever. That's what I'll ever ask. It is what it is. But yeah, snow here in Minnesota. See that site to the next to right? They want to rip all that stuff out. There used to be a Sinclair gas station, been closed for 20 years, and still empty. For 20 years on the right there. It was Sinclair gas station. But it's gone. That to right there used to be by the day rental. Then so this is the home of the Raspberry Festival, ladies, and we've been down there many, many times. So my favorite restaurant, Beef Stew, could be cooking at is Hoagie's Restaurant on the left here, coming up. Love that restaurant. It's a great breakfast. But it's a great downtown. It's an old school old school place. Tibet Corner used to be a donut shop, and two girlfriends of mine were in a Pacer. They went through that door on the left there. It was hilarious. Right through the door. It's funny. Cruising Main Street one night, and boop, through the door. Right through the side of the wall. Dunkin' Donuts. That's what it was way back when, before they all left the state. Now they're all back again. So, yeah, BlindViews is sending the white hats out, ladies and gentlemen, and New York Dan's just beside himself. They're the police squad. Fanatic police squad. BlindViews. Yep. New York Dan and the white hats. So, Hoagie's to my left there. So, I could take my baby girl here, Squirrel baby girl. We go shopping over here, young lady, and buy some nice stuff. And the nail shop up here, give you my massage, and the whole 9 yards, and we have the time of our lives. I don't think I'm good enough for her. I think she's a money girl. I think she's she's in love with BlindViews, Eva Braun. I don't know. Pull up those tanks. She's not commenting too many times. She's too afraid to piss off the fear. She is. She pulled up the tanks once. She won't do it again. I guarantee it. Phone call happened. Why did you do that video? I'm sorry, BlindViews, because if I take it down, I'm gonna look bad. They're gonna make fun of me. Don't you ever do that again. You're not supposed to give these guys any credit. She'll be whining, pissing, moaning about that. Like get her last AI. I talked about in the other video. You guys saw it. Just not good enough. She's got to do better. Very boring with Sarasota Tim, but that's towards BlindViews. That's the way he hears it, right? That's what he wants from her. So, anyways, getting ready for Christmas. You get a job at the dollar store. To your left there. That's right. There's my Jeff's Auto Service right there. Oh, going to get my car fixed. But anyways, we're going to pull off here. End this thing. I appreciate people coming to the video. You guys, we'll talk to everybody else later. And after a while, Crocodile. All right? See y'all later. Bitch, please. What do you mean, bitch, please?